It all started on a hot Tuesday afternoon. I had just finished mowing the yard by the lake cabin when Karen stormed over, looking more furious than I'd ever seen her. She was waving around a bright yellow violation slip like it was the Declaration of Independence. "You think you're clever, don't you?" she snapped. "Putting up that new shed without HOA approval. Well, guess what? You're getting fined. And if you don't pay, we'll take it further." I wiped the sweat off my forehead and laughed. "Karen, this again? How many times do I have to remind you? I'm not in your HOA. This property has never been in your HOA. You can't fine me." But Karen wasn't hearing it. She shoved the paper into my chest and hissed, "Oh, you'll pay. Everyone pays." Then, before I could even react, she snatched the ID badge clipped to my shirt. I reached for it, but she danced back with a wicked grin, holding it high like a trophy. "Let's see what you're hiding," she sneered. "Oh, what's this? Some kind of government ID? Cute. Too bad it's fake. The HOA doesn't recognize this nonsense." And with one dramatic swing, she hurled my ID straight into the storm drain at the edge of the road. It disappeared with a metallic clink and a splash. I froze. Karen thought she'd just won some little power move. But what she didn't know was that the badge she just tossed into the sewer wasn't just any ID. It was tied directly to my work. Work that had the kind of clearance most people wouldn't believe if I told them. Karen smirked. "What are you going to do now? Cry? Without your little toy badge, you've got nothing. No protection. No authority. And the HOA owns you." I simply pulled out my phone, scrolled through my contacts, and hit a number labeled only Ops. Within 5 minutes, a black SUV rolled up. Out stepped 2 men in suits, earpieces glinting in the sun. They didn't say a word to Karen. They just walked straight past her, popped open a sewer grate, and retrieved my ID with surgical precision. Karen, suddenly nervous, crossed her arms. What's going on here?" One of the agents handed me my badge, then nodded. "Sir, everything is secure. We'll take care of the rest." "Thanks," I said casually, clipping the badge back on. Karen laughed, but it was shaky now. "Nice show. What, are you trying to scare me?" "You can't scare me. I run this neighborhood." I looked her dead in the eye. "You just tampered with federal property. You destroyed identification tied to an active clearance. Do you know what that means?" Her smirk faltered. "Why, you're bluffing." The agent beside me spoke for the first time. "Ma'am, this incident is being logged. Tampering with or destroying this ID card carries penalties you're not ready for. We'll be reporting this directly." Karen's face drained of color. She stammered, Wait, I didn't know. I thought it was fake. I was just..." But it was too late. The agents had already stepped aside, taking photos of the drain, the badge, and even Karen herself for the report. Karen suddenly shrieked, "This isn't fair. I'm the HOA president. I can't be treated like this." I chuckled. "Funny thing about federal law, Karen. It doesn't care about your HOA." She tried to follow the agents as they left, but one of them turned and gave her a look so sharp she stopped in her tracks. Then they were gone, leaving behind silence, except for Karen's heavy breathing and the sound of her nails scratching her clipboard. I leaned against my fence post and smirked. "You just escalated this into a whole new league. And trust me, you're not ready for what comes next." The fallout was swift. By the end of the week, Karen's precious HOA project, the multi-million-dollar lakefront mansion development she'd been bragging about, was dead in the water. Permits revoked. Investors gone. City council refusing to hear appeals. Word spread fast. Apparently, when you mess with the wrong ID, strings get pulled at levels you'll never even see. The day Karen found out, I watched from my porch as she stomped across the street, waving a thick folder of failed contracts and screaming into her phone. Her so-called allies on the HOA board were abandoning her one by one, terrified of being dragged down with her. Meanwhile, my wife and I enjoyed a peaceful evening by the pool, sipping drinks and watching the sunset. Karen had wanted to humiliate me. Instead, she humiliated herself, lost her crown jewel project, and made enemies at levels she couldn't even comprehend. All because she couldn't resist throwing my ID into a sewer.